I mean, honestly, like I started university in, I want to say 2005. So I started with the building that we're in right now. A master's degree works for anyone that wants to do that. It's usually kind of learning what is the state of the art.
I see, makes sense.
And the best analogy I've heard is like, you think of like the circle of all knowledge as like a circle. So I've been here forever, and it's such a unique experience. The Department of Math and Stats is like a family to me. Being a professor is not just a 8 to 5. It's like, it's your life, basically. It was during my PhD, and this happens, I think, to everyone during their PhD. You try and just get a take-home point from every talk.
Hi guys, welcome to our channel here at It's Okay to Be Karen, and today you have me, Karen. We have today Dr. Schmirler in-house, and he has taught many statistics classes here at the university and has taught me Stats 345. So hello, Dr. Schmirler. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I just came back from camping, so I had to spend about 20 minutes showering and watching the scent of campfire smoke. But I think that's all good. Everyone's happy to be home, and just enjoying the last kind of weekend before things ramp up in next Wednesday. Classes start, so
And how content do you feel with this summer and like the progresses that you've made this summer? How content do you just feel with life this summer?
It's been pretty good. I mean, there were some things that I wish I could have done that I didn't, but I think that's always the case. But like professionally, I feel like things are in a great direction.
Sweet. Yeah.
So
Okay. Also, since you've started, like, going from a student, eventually kind of making your way, and today you're a lecturer here at the university, I'm sure the growth must have taken years. I'm sure it must have taken so much effort, so many sacrifices. But how does it feel to kind of look back and see that you've started as a student and today you're here as a lecturer? How does that feel?
I mean, honestly, like I started university in, I want to say 2005.
Okay.
So you're talking about 20 years at this university. So it's quite literally over half of my life now. So it's just it's a lifetime work of progress, and it's not always upward. Sometimes there are highs, there are lows. Sometimes like things go really good and you feel great, and that's just life. So I feel like we're on an upward trajectory right now, so I'm very happy with how things are going. And I mean, I've got so many things I could talk about, so I'll let you kind of guide that discussion.
Sure. So when you started as a student here at the university, did you start as a stats major or did you start with something else?
So I started with the building that we're in right now. I started as an engineer, and feel free to cut me off because I can go on this for a long time.
You can, absolutely.
So in school, I was always very, very good at math. And so, you think, oh, well, maybe should I do math? Or maybe even computer science was kind of on the horizon. But it's like, well, the more I realized, the less I knew about computer science. And math, my parents and myself kind of agreed, well, it's not exactly the easiest to get a job in mathematics. And so engineering kind of like naturally came up as something that my math skills would be very good towards, and something with very good job prospects. And so I started with that, and eventually I realized it wasn't for me, and I was gonna go, I guess I'll do math.
Fair.
And then I took a couple of stats classes with that and kind of realized that that's what suits my skill set.
Was there like a specific stats class that clicked and you were like, "Ooh, I like stats now. I know what stats means, and I want to change from my engineering into my stats career path"? Or education?
So my thought was I was already moved on from engineering, and I thought I'm going to do math. And the advisor for the Department of Mathematics and Statistics, he's since passed away. He was quite old. His name was Dennis O'Shaughnessy.
Okay.
And he was like, well, if you want to do math, you should take Stat 241,
Okay.
which again,
Yeah.
you were talking to me earlier, like, yeah, of course, he was teaching that class. And it's like, okay, sure, I'll take that. And it kind of liked it. It's like a lot of like dice games and probability, which kind of intrigued me. I like to play poker a lot. So. And then he's like, oh, but by the way, you should take Stat 242. You know, you can use it for your math degree if you want. Of course, he's teaching that class as well. So, and then, yeah, once I got through 242, is like, that's what I like. And then I got into the third year classes, which are the more applied classes. And then it just kind of, that's when I knew was when I was taking 242. Like, it just happened naturally. I never planned it. It's just as I took it, it's like, yeah, this is what I like to do. The more upper year math I took, the less and less it became about numbers.
Right.
I'm very much a numbers person, and it became more abstract. So, yeah, it was kind of in that bridge from second and third year that I realized that math was less and stats was more.
I see. But what was it specifically about stats that you liked? Was it something about like the random variables or like the multivariate?
Like,
I don't know.
I'm a numbers person through and through. Like at any given moment, there are numbers going through my brain.
That's fair. Yeah.
So it just, I mean, I guess it was easier, and I just enjoyed it more, maybe because it was easier. But
can I ask you a question? Like when you were a student at that time, did you have Dr. Chris as your prof or any? And today you're working with her.
Yes. So yeah, what bridged my gap between just an undergraduate honors degree and doing research was Professor Chris Soteris.
Yes.
And she was teaching me not a stats class, but a math class. It was combinatorics.
Okay.
Which is one of her specialties.
I see.
So it's like math 327 or 328. There's that in graph theory. Okay. And she had mentioned, oh yeah, I'm looking for a summer student. And she was talking about the research. And it was just related to something I just happened to be reading about.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh. And then I kind of took some interest and worked with her for a summer. And yeah, that really, it led into everything that I do now. So,
okay, that's so sweet. Yeah. And then from your undergrad, did you then go into your master's?
Yep, pretty much.
Okay.
Like there's been no breaks.
Oh no. Okay. So like with the same like prof, like Dr. Chris Soteris?
Yeah. She was my master's supervisor, my PhD supervisor.
Oh, how sweet.
She was also like my postdoctoral, which is kind of like it's like a teaching and research bridge.
I see.
So yeah, I've been working with her for 12, 13 years.
And was it like the same area but different topics, or was it the same topic that you were researching on?
It's the same like
frame.
overarching research area, but then we kind of got more innovative. Like
I see.
The way a master's degree works for anyone that wants to do that, it's usually kind of learning what is the state of the art.
I see, makes sense.
And the best analogy I've heard is like you think of like the circle of all knowledge is like a circle, and a master's degree is taking you like right to the frontier of that. And usually it's like being able to reproduce like what someone else has done and maybe adding one or two small things. And then a PhD is just creating a small bump outside that.
Yeah.
Research is not like coming out with crazy new ideas that like expands things. It's like we know so much now that it's like everyone makes these small little increases to knowledge, and then kind of cumulatively you just push the frontiers.
Can I ask, like, if you remember what your PhD thesis was?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So this overarching subject area is called DNA topology.
Okay.
So we are modeling DNA in a computer.
Okay. And
we're trying to create the most realistic model possible. And we do something called Markov chain Monte Carlo, which you would have learned from 341. And yeah, we're basically trying to make a realistic model by training it to actual DNA experiments and looking at average properties of DNA.
Does it have anything to do with like machine learning models or like large language models at all?
Not quite machine learning, but it's similar in the sense that we do optimization.
I see.
We have a model with some dials we can twist to make the DNA look different. And so we're just trying to find what is the right setting of those dials.
I see.
And so there's fascinating statistical things to actually do that. But it's not quite. If I said it was machine learning, the computer scientists shake their fists at me.
That's fair. That's fair.
But it's in a similar
direction.
It's in the neighborhood.
I see. Okay. Is there a specific person that you want to maybe thank, or a person or a thing that you feel like has motivated you every time, like going from your undergrad to your master's, then from your master's to your PhD, or just anybody who's supported you throughout the way?
So I've been here forever, and it's such a unique experience. Usually people that do a master's and PhD they go to different universities.
Yeah.
In fact, sometimes it doesn't always look good on someone's resume if they just stayed at the same place. Like, why didn't you go anywhere else? But because I was sticking with the same project, and Chris is one of the best people in the world at this, there was no reason to go anywhere else. So I've been here forever, and the department of math and stats is like a family to me.
Aww.
So like I know all the profs very, very well. I'm not always super talkative, but I'm friendly, and I know them and they know me, and there's basically, I've had conversations with so many people. It's so hard to single out just one.
Yeah.
Again, like the person who got me into stats was Professor O'Shaughnessy, who I think they actually have a memorial scholarship for people wanting to do stats degrees.
I see.
He's the one who got me into it. There's another professor emeritus. His name is Mick Bickus.
Oh, okay.
And the smartest guy I knew who could help me with anything, kind of. And yeah, it's just, I see little bits of like so many people
that has like made you the way you are today. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
But then when you were doing your undergrad, your master's, and then finally your PhD, was it always like in your mind that you wanted to do research? Or did you ever feel like maybe I want to go back into industry work? Or was it always something you wanted to kind of pursue?
So, and it's hard to think because it's been a long time. So I don't know exactly what I was thinking exactly when. But what I can say right now is my passion is definitely teaching.
I see.
That is what I enjoy the most. And it must have been, even when I started my PhD, it must have been that, because I did a teaching fellowship in my PhD. Usually our department doesn't want PhD students to teach, but I was able to sneak my way into that.
Okay, nice.
Because money is tight and someone has to pay for it. So if I could get someone else to pay for it, they're like, okay, sure. So yeah, it's always been teaching, and I'm kind of, I've been always keeping my options open, because to teach at good pay and for job security, it's best to become a professor, of which research is inherent.
True. Yep.
There's no way you get to escape that. You need to teach and do research. But I don't know, like,
it was always in your mind. Like, teaching was always in your mind.
It's complicated because the biggest thing keeping me from aggressively pursuing that is my own personal limitations. I don't have the most energy. Like I have strong commitments to my family, and being a professor is not just a 8 to 5. It's like it's your life basically.
Yeah,
it's like a 60-hour a week plus job, and I'm trying to build myself up towards that. So I'm still keeping that door open. That's why I've been doing this postdoc, to keep my research going.
Right. To
get a prof job, you need to have a research program for students to work under you. You need to have grant money to bring in, because that's why they pay you so much, is to bring money in. But yeah, and in the time where we're at right now, I'm lucky that they trust me to teach upper year stats classes, and just keeping all my opportunities open. So I'm right at a crossroads right now.
That makes sense. Are you still doing your postdoc then?
It just finished right now, but it may pick up. And again, there's a lot of stories, and maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. So right now, there's been a drop in international students. It is a lot harder for international students to get visas. A big thing about what's happening in the country politically is, especially with the housing market, is a lot of that is going to, there's very high demand, and so basically the government made it harder for students to get visas, and international students are a big source of a university's budget. They pay much more money in
True.
tuition. And so the fact that that's been reduced, they've basically, every department everywhere has had to pull their purse strings.
Yeah.
And that's actually resulted in a lot of classes being temporarily canceled for the time being. A lot of the lesser demanded classes.
True.
And so
Yeah.
there are less options available.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's fair.
So that's kind of where things are going. And because of that, like, money is a lot tighter. So again, it's usually my pay for a postdoc comes from like Chris's grant money. And it's even harder to get grant money. Everything is harder across the board.
Harder.
So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So I'm lucky that I'm in a good position financially to, I can just teach a class a term, and me and my wife, and no kids and only dog, we can definitely still save money. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be a chill year.
Yeah.
For the first time I get to teach a class I already taught.
That's sweet. Yeah.
Teaching a class for the first time it's not a nightmare, but it's a lot of work. We're talking 30 hours a week just for one class.
What was the first class that you taught in the university?
It was good old Math 110 with this teaching fellowship. So it was just general arts and science, calculus 1.
How did that feel?
I was so lucky. So I'm not sure how many people you know around the department. Do you know Manuela and Amos?
Yes, I know Aunt Manuela. Yes.
Yeah, so they do a lot of the first and second year math and engineering math. So they are basically a support. They coordinate all the labs, all the exams and everything. So I really had to focus on just teaching.
I see.
And so it was like, that's the dream. They're like, hey, here's the content. Have
just
at
teach.
it.
Yeah.
And it's one thing why I like teaching at university is because you get a lot more freedom. High schools are like very, very
rigid. And
it's like you teach specifically this curriculum. And so as time has gone on, I've learned to take liberties where I can and focus on certain areas.
What are the classes you've taught so far, like as a lecturer?
It's not as many as you'd think.
Okay.
So it was Math 110, and then I've taught 242. I taught, one of my favorite classes was Stat 246, which is a biostatistics class. And I really love applications. And so that is basically, it's a huge chunk of it are pharmacy students.
I see.
So we get to talk about clinical trials.
Is it nursing students too?
Some nursing students, some people in animal sciences, some people in like biology who want to do some biostats.
I see.
So it's really cool because it's very different than if you took 245. Did you need to use any calculus in 245?
No.
Okay.
It was just like I had tables with me. I was given the formulas. I just had to plug it in.
Yeah.
Plug the numbers
in.
So
246 is the same way in that it's no calculus required. 242 is the arts and science one, which is a lot of calculus. So you do derivatives and integrals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're teaching people who like may not have even taken Math 110. And so a lot of people may have taught it like they kind of know these things. And so this is my specialty. I love teaching something to fit my students. So I like to find out what they're from and what's their angle and kind of tailor everything.
Tailor things, Makes sense. Yeah.
That's my favorite part is I can have a conversation with someone like 5 or 6 different ways depending on where they are.
I like that because when you were teaching 345, you remember how you asked us like what the majority of the majors are, and then you were like, you're going to tailor it that way. And I was like,
not
so
completely.
Cool.
Like
not
I don't leave anybody behind, but it was enlightening to see, hey, 80% of my class are computer science students. So even if it's just something like just cracking computer science based jokes, like how I like to start an array with 1 instead of 0, which made them all furious and stuff like that. So,
but I'm curious, how did your love for biology come into place? Because I don't think you did biology, right? Like
not once.
Yeah, like your PhD is on like focusing of DNA models. You like 246 a lot. So where did biology come into all of this?
And it's really something that I never took a biology class, even in high school. I took like the very basic class where here you take like 1/3 of the year is bio, 1/3 is chem, 1/3 is physics. It gives you an introduction to everything. And I said, I'm taking chemistry and physics. And yeah, I never took any bio. And it kind of, everything was just on a need to know basis.
I see. Okay.
And so I know a lot about my specific thing.
Right. Okay.
So it may sound like I know more about biology than I do, but
but it's just like your specific research that you're more aware of, but not like the whole umbrella of biology.
And I definitely have learned a lot more, but.
Okay. So everything was more of like when you were teaching in class and like when you were doing research, you kind of learned it by reading those literature papers.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's just knowing the applications. Like,
I see. Okay.
It's just as simple as, okay, this is my class makeup, and I might just literally Google search, where are people in these disciplines using these methods?
Makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
And I can just say like, hey, these are where people do it. And you kind of see them like perk up when they hear something. It's like blah, blah, blah stats. Oh, clinical trial.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, like we're doing like drug efficacy trials. Like, oh, I know those words.
Yeah. Makes sense. Like, so I was going to say, because you've taught classes like 242, 345, and you've been a student in those classes yourself, how does it feel? Like now that tables have turned, now you're teaching them instead of actually being a student, do you perceive, when you go into that class and teach, do you have a different perspective? Do you perceive
completely.
Students? Okay.
Like 345, when I took 345, again, I still had some bad student habits from engineering. So I maybe did not attend class as well. So I got like a grade in the low 70s in that class, which compared to my other stats classes was not very good. And honestly, I had not looked at it too much since then.
Okay.
And so you relearn it, but in the sense that I know so much more about stats now. And as I've re-looked at these classes, I found all these patterns. And that's how I teach it. Now, as I show them these patterns, like, hey, instead of just throwing all these formulas, okay, I can plug numbers into a formula if you want, but hey, here's how all these things like
connected.
Yeah, like in 345, it's like, hey, sum of squares total. That formula does not change no matter how complicated the model is.
Yeah, true.
And the way that when they give you just certain formulas, like these condensed formulas, they look all different. But really they're
all connected and they all make sense behind the scenes. Okay, makes sense. What was your most overwhelming experience as a lecturer? Or did you have
overwhelming experience as a lecturer?
Or maybe just even like in your entire like 20 years almost of studying, how does it, like, what was your most overwhelming experience? Something that you
I can think easily one as a student.
Yeah, sure. That works.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was during my PhD, and this happens, I think, to everyone during their PhD.
Right.
You hit a point where you make no progress for an extended period of time. And it crosses through your mind at least once, maybe more than once. Should I keep doing this? And that's when I got diagnosed with an anxiety disorder, which I think is not unusual for someone studying their PhD. It is incredibly stressful because, especially for this, in a PhD, you have to do something called a comprehensive exam.
Okay.
Which is like an oral examination where you present your research project and you kind of have to know all the theory behind it.
Is it where you're defending your thesis, or
this is kind of in the middle?
Okay.
You start out taking classes and you have something called a qualifying exam, which is more like just your general statistical knowledge.
I see.
So I took an exam in time series and multivariate statistics, and that's kind of like, are you qualified to like even do a PhD?
Okay.
And it's to weed out the people that don't know their stuff. And then you kind of take your classes, you start your research project, and eventually you come up with a research proposal.
Okay.
And
you come up with this yourself?
It's with the help of your
supervisor.
Supervisor is very, very, they're the curator of everything. It's not kind of like they guide you. It's probably like 70% them and 30% you.
Okay.
And then the qualifying exam is you kind of write up what you've done, in background introduction that is like chapter 1 of your thesis. And then what you plan to do, and you kind of have to be able to justify that this is like first of all, this is new. No one's done this before.
Okay.
So again, you're supposed to be pushing the frontier of knowledge.
I have a quick question though. So like what if your PhD was 5 years and just in the middle of this, someone else from a different part of the world has discovered already? What do you do?
I'm lucky that I haven't done that. I know I've heard of stories of that happening to somebody before, and I kind of got the impression that they'd be a little SOL, but you can adapt, right?
Okay, yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
and
You can tweak things, I suppose.
yeah, because sometimes in your proposal you say, I'm going to do all these things, and sometimes something takes a lot longer than you expect it to.
True.
Like you have to computer program things. Well, those can have bugs.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to run them for way longer than you expect. Sometimes you run it and the results aren't quite what you wanted, so you have to redo stuff. So you have all these contingencies in place.
True. Makes sense.
But it is possible that someone does exactly what you wanted. That's why a lot of people keep their research top secret.
Yeah.
So, but thankfully I never had to do that. But it's something. Yeah.
That's really sweet. So just comparing yourself like right now and 20 years ago, it's a huge thing to kind of compare yourself against. But if you were comparing yourself on different aspects, whether it be like your academic, I suppose you've gained more knowledge over the amount of time, the social area, like what are the changes that you observed in yourself in all these aspects?
Okay, yeah. So I'm good at marketing myself. So I've always been I've always been smart. I've never always been a good student, as evidenced by the stories I've said already.
I don't trust you though, but sure.
But I've always been a smart guy. I found the subject that suited that the best. So that's been pretty constant. But what's been the biggest is from a speaking perspective, because I am very much an introvert. I'm comfortable in small groups like this. When I'm in large groups, I have a very finite amount of resources. And over time, I never could have imagined when I started university that I would enjoy teaching as much as I did.
So sweet, yeah.
And part of that just comes from knowing your stuff, knowing where it's important and trying to convince people that it's important. And just going to conferences, giving talks, teaching classes. And it's starting to become second nature. I think even like the most experienced prof still kind of gets jitters whenever there's a new class. It's just, you kind of, once it starts, it's just natural now.
What's the largest class you've taught so far though?
That actually probably would have been a tie, so close to 100.
Oh, okay.
So that was this calculus class, and then this pharmacy class was pushing, I think there was 91. So
that's a lot. And what's the smallest class you've taught?
Smallest class would have been this 242 arts and science statistics, which is probably 10 to 20.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And I've never been to a conference, but like, could you describe what actually happens in a conference?
So basically, when you go to a conference, it's a whole bunch of people giving talks, and they'll group people in similar areas and similar schedules. You have to imagine, this is someone trying to tell you about years of work in about 15 to 20, if they're lucky and get an invited talk, maybe 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
Unless you're very knowledgeable in that area, you're not going to understand very much.
Okay.
The amount of talks where from slide one, it's like, oh, we're talking about all this upper level maths. We're talking about L2 norms in Hilbert spaces, which I have no idea what they are, but I know those words. So it's kind of, you try and just get a take-home point from every talk.
I see.
And honestly, that's not even the most important thing. You kind of see what people are doing, but it's all about networking.
Okay.
Like, people do not do research on their own. And I would not have made as much progress in my area had Chris not gone to a research conference and someone said, hey, you should try this. So we tried this, and it was something that really worked.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the foundation of everything I do right now.
Makes sense.
So it's like people get to add different perspectives. Like, it's not always a statistician. It might be a biologist giving you additional context, because we're not biologists.
Makes sense, yeah.
Computer science is, hey, you could do this computer method. It might be more efficient.
Yeah.
And then just getting to know people and forging relationships, and that can get you to work on future papers. Like,
Makes sense. You just
Yeah.
kind of figure out where everyone is at and what they're kind of doing, and
Yeah,
of course,
just
I
networking.
see. Makes sense. Yeah. I'm going to switch gears a little bit,
Sure.
a little bit away from you as a lecturer and you as a student, but you more as a person living in the city for quite some time. How does it feel like spending a lot of your life, or if not most of your life, here in the city?
Yeah. So I've been here since 2000. I came here, I started high school at BJM, which is in Lawson Heights. It has a green roof. I'm not sure if it's still green anymore. I think they changed the color, but it's stone's throw from the Lawson Heights Mall. And since then, typically when you start university, like you move away from your parents, but my parents moved away from me.
Oh, okay.
And so since I've lived here, I was just talking with my parents. I've lived in 11 different places.
In this city?
In this city.
Wow.
So it's kind of like, oh, my brother was still in this city, so I lived with him, and then my brother moved away. So we had some friends of the family, and then they sold their place. So then I moved some random people. I didn't like them, so I moved in with a friend, and then moved in with another friend, and and then the housing market is crazy right now. So.
True. That's a very interesting topic to have, but we'll leave that for today. But like, were you originally from the city, or did you have to move from a different city?
Right. So I have lived in Saskatchewan my whole life.
Okay.
But we moved around to a bunch of small towns. My dad worked with the co-op. Okay. The co-op, every small town has a co-op in it. And if you get promoted, it's like you don't get promoted at the same spot. Like if you want to be a manager, you're not just managing that town's co-op. It's like a whole bunch. And then it might be a new position higher up opens, but in a different district. So we moved all around small towns every 3-4 years.
Oh, okay.
So I never lived in a place for more than 3-4 years.
But was it ever hard to make friends then?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Small towns are very, very cliquey in the sense that, like, I don't know, and also I didn't play hockey, which is Saskatchewan, that is the number one thing. So it's like, if you played hockey, you immediately had an in, like pretty much everybody.
Do you ever feel like you missed out though, not playing hockey?
I played for exactly 1 year when I was 6.
Okay. Did you enjoy it though?
Oh no.
Okay, then it's fine. You didn't miss out on anything.
No.
You're fine.
But yeah, like moving around, just when you think you make friends, you move on. And I'm an introvert. Yeah. And as a kid, I was even more of an introvert and shy.
But do you feel like your personality of being an introvert contributed, like your moving of like the city from every now and then contributed to your introvert personality?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I think I'm just born that way.
Okay.
But the nice thing about moving to a city is you get just by sheer volume, you get to find your people. Yeah. And once you find your people, like I still only have like really 3 or 4 people that I really hang out with.
I see.
And not even that super regularly.
Okay, that's fair. Who do you feel like is your biggest supporter of your life?
Biggest supporter of my life?
Yeah, just life in general. Doesn't have to be like your academic. Could be your dog. I don't mind.
I think just my entire immediate family, like my parents, my wife, my brother. I only have one brother, and they're very tolerant of my of my pursuits, and they try to understand. Yeah. And they know that sometimes I need to like spend a week locked in a room and may not always pick up my phone right away, but they've always kind of been there. So it's been an unwavering support from that.
I see. How sweet. How long have you had your dog for?
So this dog, so I've had dogs pretty much my whole life.
Okay. You like dogs in general?
Oh, like I want to volunteer like with dogs at some point if I can find the time. Yeah. Had a family dog growing up. And then my brother and his wife had a dog as a test child.
Okay.
You have a dog to give you a practice child.
Okay, sure, yeah.
And we were that dog's retirement home during COVID. They had, their practice dog child evolved into 3 regular children. And unfortunately, one of them had really bad allergies. Oh, okay. And with their 3rd kid, they were strung out like crazy. And we loved the dog, and we were already babysitting him. So for the health reasons and sanity reasons, having 3 kids under 5 years old, it was perfect. He was our COVID dog.
Oh, okay. How sweet.
He was a senior, so we were quite literally his retirement home.
Oh, how sweet.
And in 2002, he passed away of old age. So,
okay.
So but he had a very long and fulfilling life. And then about a year and a half later, we were starting to look at dogs kind of not seriously. And then we just saw an ad for this dog, and my wife showed me, like, you need to look at this. And I looked at her and I said, you need to call them right now.
Aww,
it was the last one in the litter.
Yeah.
And they were just, the breeder was in Clavet. And which is just outside the city. And so we made an appointment, saw him that evening, put down a deposit that evening. Picked up the dog like a week later. It was basically our Christmas present in 2023.
But when you ever like struggle with the dog, do you have like an owner that you can contact to, or somebody ex-owner that you can contact to?
Well, we got the dog when she was a pup, like fresh, like 10 weeks old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was relatively simple to kind of pet her and everything. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, and like they have resources available if needed.
Makes sense.
I mean, we already had a vet established from the previous dog that we loved, so
fair.
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky.
Yeah, that's fair. So being in the city for quite some time, do you have a favorite spot that you like to go to calm yourself, or when you're stressed? What's your favorite go-to spot?
So I like to golf a lot. So yeah, going golfing in the summer. As long as I go with the right people. Some people get really angry when they go golfing.
Is it because it's a slow sport?
Partially, but it's a very mental sport. If you screw up, you only have yourself to blame. And some people don't do well with failure. No, like I said, I love just playing really old computer games. Taking my dog to like a little open park and just playing frisbee with the dog. That's really relaxing.
Right. Okay.
So it's just, I'm not huge into nightlife.
I see.
Like if it's someone's birthday party that my wife works with, I might go and make a token hello and have a drink or something. But again, like I said, my finite large people resources. Yeah. So usually when I go, I enjoy myself.
Okay, that's sweet.
That's one thing I've learned about myself, is to like know what I have the capability of enjoying. And
I really like that, because over time I feel like you get to know yourself a little bit more, because when you're younger, you're still figuring out, you discover yourself, you try a lot of things, and then as you get older, you're like, you know what, I'm keeping my social circle a little bit smaller and going to be with myself a little bit more.
And that's it's not a guarantee. Some people never they fall victim to the stress of life. Like you have 2 kids, and now kids are not cheap. Kids are probably right now about $15,000 a year per kid, at least.
Okay.
I mean, first of all, when they're a kid in daycare alone.
Oh, daycares are that expensive?
Oh, daycares are like, you're talking like $8-10 a year. Like you're looking at someone taking care of your kid for like 48 hours a week. I mean, if you think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's definitely not cheap. But again, like, I'm lucky that I've been able to realize when I'm getting overstressed and mitigate it, be in a position where that's the capability. And that's a big reason why, right now we don't have kids, is like, when you have kids, you have no option to remove yourself from that stress.
Smart decision.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that also helped financially for reasons, but also like I'm in a position where I can manage my stress. I'm not saying people shouldn't have kids. It's just, for me, I kind of realized your limitations. My wife kind of feels the same way for the most part. And that's able to help me know myself and not help me fall victim to just overwhelming stress.
I mean, you shouldn't be doing something that's just the norm. If you feel comfortable, right? Yeah, like if you feel comfortable to do what you feel like doing, I feel like you should, And that's the way to go.
That's how I would describe myself, as unashamedly me.
Yes,
I am
I like
me.
that. Yeah, I like that.
I know who I am. And like I wear silly video game clothing from time to time. I'm a geek when it comes to numbers. And like, I really love stats and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
You learn to care less about what people think. And that's like the number one skill I hope people can develop. Because if you do that, you'll be so much happier.
Yes.
And that will reduce the stress in your life.
True. So, yes, that's true. Can I shift gears a little bit?
Always.
What does your day-to-day life looks like as a lecturer? Like
as a lecturer?
Yeah, give us a day in a life of Dr. Schmirler.
Right. So let's just take it back to last year. So
okay.
As a serial procrastinator, so we're looking at a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class. And
yeah, sure.
Yeah, like I'm just saying that that's what I taught in 3:45.
Yeah.
So to my own detriment, I'm a very dynamic teacher.
Okay.
So I don't really like to pre-plan things a lot. I know what topics I'm going to talk about, but I don't know how I'm going to talk about them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you teach something and then, something isn't kind of grasped as quickly, or you kind of realize something, or you make a new connection. So I really honestly make my lecture notes like the day before.
Oh, really?
And so with a 50-minute class, it's not that
That's
long.
so surprising, though.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoyed your lectures, and it's surprising that you just made it a day before.
Yeah, wow. So it's not that...
That's effortless.
It's not that it hasn't taken the time or appropriate amount of care.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure
it's like I spend like 3-4 hours, and it's because I want to make it digital. When I first started teaching, I just did, we call them chalk talks.
Oh, okay, like just write it on the board.
Just write on the blackboard.
Yeah.
But especially with stats now, computers and R kind of become inseparable with it. And a lot of rooms, you can't really, you have to pick one. You do it on the computer or on the board.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to write notes on a piece of paper, but when you need to make slides and you want to make images and stuff like that,
that takes time.
That takes more.
Yeah.
But also, you save them and I get to use them for next time. But
true.
Yeah, so every class I've taught so far in my life was the first time I've taught that class.
Okay, and do you create your own study materials? Because I've taken 345 with you, and I know you do, but what about for like 242 and like 246? Do you create your own study materials? Or
so
do you borrow them?
It's a little bit of both. So I've been lucky to have some mentors. I talked to the people who have taught it before, and so far I've been lucky that they're able to show their material.
Yeah.
And so I kind of use that as just, I want to make sure I'm teaching to the right standard.
Okay, makes sense.
So if you try and teach everything in a textbook, you're just going to be, I'm not sure, have you ever watched Charlie Brown?
No, but I've heard of the reference.
So it's like the teachers talking in Charlie Brown are like, wah, 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 wah. Just, if you try and teach everything, then it becomes nothing. So it's the saying that less is more. Yeah. So you look at kind of what concepts are taught, you find, what's the most relevant to what people are actually doing now. You dedicate more time to that.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, these are the things that you really need to know. And then these are some things that other people are doing, but like, it's just not, it's too complicated. Like, I'm never going to test you on this. Like,
yeah, makes sense.
So like, I can really laser focus their attention.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I find that students appreciate the most. Like, I don't have to read through this chapter and kind of get overwhelmed by everything. I can just like, okay, I need to know this. I need to know this. I need to know this.
Yeah.
And that's the nice thing about stats is it's the same formulas, but you're just different data.
True.
Right.
Yeah. I liked it. I really liked also the fact that you mentioned, how you actually take 4 or 5 hours to really do the things, but just because you're turning it into digital, you're adapting to the modern day world, and you just take time to do those a day before, which is nice. It's effortless because you're coming out of your way, you're coming out of your comfort zone to do something just for your students, which is very sweet. So I think that's very nice. Being in the city for quite some time, are you into like reading books at all? Like, do you like reading books?
So for me personally, for whatever reason, as I've gotten older, I read less. But I'm not a good reader. I listen to audiobooks if I can. Okay. And I'm typically not like a fiction book reader. I like to read autobiographies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you have a listen to one? My favorite autobiography. Really, there's two that stand out. One is Nelson Mandela's autobiography. It's called A Long Walk to Freedom.
Okay, I've never read it though. Yeah.
Do you know who he is?
Yeah.
So it basically just details his history as a political prisoner in South Africa.
Yeah.
And one I just read recently was Becoming by Michelle Obama, which is...
I want to read that for so long.
It's phenomenal.
I've watched her interviews, and I feel like the way she talks and the way she carries herself is out of the world. Like, I love her. Like, she's kind of like the person that I like aspire to be, but I've never read her autobiography.
And I don't want to go on too much at length, but she is a regular person, and that's what I try and convey to my students. I'm just a regular guy. Like, it doesn't take anyone super special to be able to do statistics. I'm just a regular dude. Yeah, I'm geeky in certain ways, but like, I have a dog. I like to golf. I like to cook. I'm not just like cooped in my office doing like research that goes over everybody's head. No, I'm a regular dude, do regular things. And she's from the south side of Chicago. Like, she is from almost essentially like what turned into like a lot of the projects then.
True.
And told a story about when she first started to date Barack Obama, and how they drove around in like a little... He had a Datsun that had like rusted out holes in the bottom. Like, really, I love reading about humble people. Those are the most inspiring to me. Like, people who came from nothing and kind of earned respect through actions, and not because of, you know, where they came from.
Yeah, but not just that. Like, also, like, even if they've started from nothing and going to something, they are still humble. You know, that's key. You know, like, yes, you can be going from something zero to, you know, becoming great, but if you're not humble, that just means nothing, you know. So being humble is very important. Also, I was just going to say, because you've been a guest in our cute little show, this is a book coupon from Westgate Books.
Very good.
And they sell secondhand books at half the retail price. So I know you're not super into books, but you're into like autobiographies and biographies. So they do have that.
I know there's something I can find.
You'll probably find something. And this is from the Nestor's Bakery.
Awesome.
It's a very like small little gift card, but if you're into like bakery,
the one that's on... Are they on Clarence now? Clarence and 8th?
No, I know they're on 8th. They're on 8th. Yeah, and they have quite a few like branches, but they have one on the 8th, and I'm sure you'll...
That's pretty close. Oh, I mean, it's less than a mile from where I live.
Okay, so you've been there.
Yeah.
Okay, how sweet. Do you like the bakery there?
I've only gone to their old location. Like, I like all the bakeries.
Yeah.
There's a few. There's Nutana Bakery. There's another one that just opened up called Happy High Bakery.
I've not.
And it's on Main Street, just off Broadway.
Okay.
Right next to the Bike Doctor.
Okay, I haven't heard, but maybe I'll go someday. But yeah.
Very, very cool guy that works there.
Oh, really?
So anyway.
Anyways, okay. Well, we'll leave it at that. Okay. I'm just going to say thank you, Dr. Schmirler, for being here at the podcast. It really means a lot. I honestly never expected to be having you here at the podcast and sharing so much. So this is genuinely really sweet, and I really appreciate it for making your time here in the evening. And yeah, thank you. But before we end today, do you have any words to share?
I think we kind of summarized a lot of main points. It's just, again, just know that be comfortable with you, and be comfortable with... Don't be afraid of failing. Like, if there's something you want to do and, you know, you're worried that it may not work out, like, I think not doing it is worse than doing it and having it not work out. Like, just
do it.
Just everyone makes mistakes. I've made hundreds and thousands of mistakes in my career. I continue to make mistakes every single day. I tell that to my students. Like, there's a saying in the arts tunnel: people who have never made a mistake have never tried anything new. True. If you're walking up to Tim Hortons, which I have done many times, that's on there. So just
do it. Yeah.
Just be you.
That's true.
All I can say.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm just going to say, if anyone who's watching, if you have any comments for Dr. Schmirler, you can leave it in the comment section below. And both me and Dr. Schmirler will co-reply to your comments. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment. And with that, we're just going to end here today.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, we're just going to say bye.